Welcome back, everyone. This is Bevan with Tried and True EDC. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Bradford Knives Guardian 3.2. Let's take a quick look at what comes in the box. Instructions card, business card. This actually didn't come with it. So these are spanner bits that I actually asked about because that's what you'll need to be able to remove the scales. And we'll get to that in just a moment. This is made in the US of A. So this is the sheet it comes with, and you have the option between a black one or a natural leather color, kind of like a tan colored sheath. And I did pick this up from Blade Show, Texas, 2025. So this is the second generation of their Guardian 3, and which is more of a everyday carry. Let's keep the sheath in the shot. This one has the Burlap Micarta handles. And as you can see, these are what I was referring to with the bits that were inside the box. So I requested it because as soon as I saw this, I don't have any spanner bits in my tool set. So the person who sold it to me, her name's Nicole. She was amazing, by the way. I might touch on her a little bit, but I also have a follow-up video about Blade Show, Texas, which should be released around when this video comes out. So, but let's just get to the knife. This has a nicely done stone wash to it. It's Magnacut. Now you'll notice there's an HH right there. And what that stands for is hardness. When I was speaking with Brad Larkin and Nicole, when they were kind of schooling me on this particular model, they were talking about how their Magnacut and just Magnacut in general hovers around a 63 HRC, and it could be a little lower. I want to say 61 to 63. However, they received some feedback and they wanted to do some renovation. Well, not renovation. They wanted to do a reiteration of the Guardian 3.0. So what they did was they extended it with a finger choil. It's very comfortable in hand, by the way. So we'll get to that a little bit more later. But the high hardness, they were able to push it up above 63. So as stated on their website, it's around 63 to 64 for the HRC. It's got jimping right here. It's very effective, by the way. Not too aggressive, but it works well. However, if you've got a grip on it, my thumb tends to slip up more into the middle of the blade. So, but still, it locks in the hand really well. They did a great job redesigning it, adding the finger choil right here. It's got a little area for a lanyard, and it's full tang, as you can see. Just a beautiful little everyday carry fixed blade. And so the sheath is meant for a horizontal concealed carry. So if you imagine the front of your belt, you can clip it onto the side. I've been using it as a scout carry in the back, so actually it's meant to be pulled with my left hand. And I am right-handed, so it's not really ideal, so to speak. I guess I could reverse this. This is not a reversible sheath, though. I don't believe it is. So I wouldn't recommend doing so. You might be able to ask them for a sheath if you want to scout carry the other way, or you want to do a front right-handed carry, left-handed carry, so it comes out this way. The one thing I did note, though, as soon as I bought it, I tested it out. My belt's a little thick. Even if it wasn't, though, I would say that you can only get one strap through this area right here. I tried to do two, and it wouldn't work. So that is why I don't carry in the front, because my belt is long. So as it loops back around, it will just hit this part. It won't. It's not going to fit in. Is what I'm trying to say. So it works well if you have a belt that's perfectly sized to your pant size, and then therefore you won't have all the extra belt and material to overlap into it and loop back around on your waist. Let's take a look at the sharpness. Let's test that out. Very sharp. So I want to say the price on this was around $220 something, and then after tax it was a little over $240. 240 or 237. I'm trying to recollect, but it's around that price point. I really like it. The ergonomics are amazing on this thing, especially once you choke up. If you're not using the finger choil, it does feel really weird. I don't think it's meant to be used without the finger choil. But the way they designed the finger choil, it gives you that extra space, that little bit more material, so your finger's not necessarily right next to the edge, right? I mean, yes, it appears so, but there's other finger choils that are made on knives where as soon as you choke up, almost right at that point is the edge. So I think they did a really good job with the way they designed the finger choil on this knife. And Nicole is one hell of a salesman. She was extremely nice, very pleasant. I was able to do an interview with her, and I did drop a video, a short form video on my channel, so you can check it out. It's kind of an interview, and she talks about the Guardian 3.2 on it. She was extremely pleasant to work with. She sold me this knife. She also sold, well, her and her colleague Ron ended up selling a couple more to the group of people I was with when we attended Blade Show. Yeah. I've actually been waiting to not use this too much because I wanted to give a first impressions video, not having a knife that was super used up. I feel like that kind of takes away from the first impressions. But I have had this ever since Blaze Show. I think the first day. This was the first knife I bought on the first day. I actually only bought one on the first day. So I've had this for about 3 weeks by the time this video drops. I really like it. I've been wanting a Bradford knife for a while now, so having the opportunity to be able to handle their knives at the show gave me a much better impression of what I was looking for, and so I opted to get this one. I typically like larger knives, but I really like everyday carry fixed blades, so I'm not typically going to carry a 4-inch blade or larger, not on the everyday, but this one fits the bill. And really, it's about I want to say it's 3.3 to 3.5, a little bit less. I want to say probably maybe 3.25, but it's over 3 inches. You can check the specs. I'll have some links to it so that way you can take a look through that. But it is a really nice everyday carry fixed blade. Yeah. I'm also a sucker for burlap micarta. I like all different types of micarta, but burlap on certain knives really captures the vintage look of the knife. At least that's how I view it. I do enjoy the combination here. And they have another one. They have it's either a Warncliffe, I want to say it's Warncliffe. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might be a sheep's foot, but the Warncliffe comes with a Kydex sheath, so that's another blade option you can get. Only because this is not designed for a Warncliffe blade shape. Yeah, really easy in and out. Leather feels like it's solid material. Really, shout out to Nicole for providing the spanner bits as part of this purchase. I'm really excited, really happy with it. The fit and finish is pretty well done. It's pretty much even. Handles may stick out a little bit more than the blade right here. The blade, or not the blade, the handle. Excuse me, the handle. But overall, the fit and finish is really well done on this. Micarta doesn't have any voids, so you're not seeing areas where it's chipped off. It's really well polished all around. If you've been thinking about a small fixie, Bradford knives has some great options, especially this 3.2 with the high hardness on the Magnacut. Let me know if you got one of these as well, or if you have any other Bradford knives in your collection, how you feel about them. Again, I've been wanting them for a while, so it was really nice to be able to handle them. Let me know if you have questions, comments, concerns. Happy to address them as best as I can. Really appreciate you tuning in as always, and stay frosty.